Right, as we're getting another video, this video is going to be a Q&A. I asked for questions on the social media account that I've got, the Dunfermline Way. What questions people had that they wanted me to answer, mostly kind of Dunfermline ones, but other football ones, so I'm just going to answer them. Got them on my phone, so if I'm looking down, that's what I'm obviously looking at. So straight in at number one is, if AJ, Alan Johnson, was to be sacked, who would you like to see us go for in the summer? I can't mind if I touched on this in my video just past, but the thing that I think we need now is a bit of like inspiration in terms of who the manager is, and like whether that then inspires me to pick a more heart-based decision. My choice would be Stuart Petrie, just based on what my heart's saying. That's obviously not maybe the most sensible one because he's not as experienced as other managers would be. Another candidate could be Jim McIntyre, going back to him, and another candidate also could be, even though I think he's slightly out of budget, Robbie Neilson, who was obviously manager at Hearts when they got promoted. I think it was an unbeaten season a few seasons ago in the Championship, and then did really well in the Premiership the next year, and then got his move down south to MK Dons. Didn't work out for him there, but I really think that's out with their budget, and especially if teams like, Dundee United and maybe a few Premiership teams might be looking for a new manager in the next wee while. I think his options in Scotland will be a bit far-fetched out of Dunfermline. It would be an outstanding appointment, no doubt, but I just don't think it's quite our level, really. Managers like Jim Duffy, etc., but I just can't see a manager jumping ship from a Championship club to a Championship club. It's kind of like a sideways move where it could go one way, it could go the other. David Hopkin as well. Similar situation, although I think he'd prefer the move to Dunfermline just because it would be a bigger attraction. But my heart says Stuart Petrie. My head would probably say someone like David Hopkin, Jim McIntyre, just because it's a bit more tried and tested at this level. So number two is, do you think Dunfermline can make the playoffs this season? Touched on that in the video just past there. I personally don't think we will. I think the season's just going to peter out now, and we're going to end up being about 5th or 6th maybe. Because Queen of the South are on, I think, the same points as us, and Inverness are a few points off. Even Falkirk are only 5 points off us now, I'm pretty sure. Maybe 6, depending on what the result was after the Queen of the South game just passed. To answer that question, no, I don't think we'll make the playoffs. I'd love to be proved wrong though. The next question is Sean Murdoch still injured? The answer to that is yes. We keep hearing it in interviews that it's just one of these injuries that you don't know how long it's actually going to be for, so just need to wait and see. He'll obviously be back for next season. I would assume that even if he is back, I don't think we'd risk him anyway. I think Lee Robinson's doing a fine job, he's doing alright, and I think we'll probably see it the season with him in goals. The next question is to do with the Instagram page that I run, the whole Dunfermline fan page type thing. What got me into running it? And it was probably just because I was interested in doing graphic design. An app on my phone that I taught myself how to do that, so that's kind of what got me into running it. My first few posts were actually edits, like to do with Dunfermline and stuff, and then I just kind of got into posting the news and the game updates and stuff like that, and then just kind of built it for there. The next question, this person asked 2 questions, was when do you plan on stopping going to the games regularly? I'll answer that first. Probably never, really. Maybe regularly is a bit too much for saying forever. There could be a season where I miss quite a lot of games because like next season my dad's still working where he works. He might miss a lot of weekends, which means in turn I might miss a lot of weekends unless I can drive by then. I would love to go to Dunfermline games regularly for years and years to come, but if it comes a time where work or family commitments or whatever come in the way of that, then I'll obviously put that first. And the second question that person asked was, do you think you'll keep your Instagram page going? I was kind of thinking about this in the past week or so, but I think I probably will. At the end of the day, it's not that big a thing for me, and I enjoy doing it. As I said, I like the graphic design side of it, so I'll probably keep it going for next season at least. Next question was, who would be your starting midfield? I'm assuming that means like right now. I'd just stick with what we've got there now. I mean, there's players like Nat Wedderburn and Dean Shields that could obviously have came in and maybe added a bit of difference to the new midfield. Maybe with new players around them might have been decent in that team, but I feel like the midfield at the moment is giving us a freshness, and I feel like it's adding that wee bit of impetus that we needed from, as I said, late October. So I would just keep the same starting midfield, so James Craig and James Vincent and Tom Beadling. The next question is, who's my least favourite player at Dunfermline right now? It's hard to pick a least favourite player for the team you support, but I didn't like David Hopkirk, if I'm being honest. I didn't think he carried himself in the right way. Didn't come across as a professional football player. He was just kind of like always showing the abs on Instagram and stuff like that. I don't like that side of it. I suppose that's my answer. He's not a player with us anymore, but for this season's team, from when the season started, it would have to be him. I can't really answer because I like the rest of the squad. The next question, this person asked two as well. I'm just going to link them together because they're the same type of question. Top goal scorer and position in the league that we will finish. Top goal scorer, I hope it's Declan McManus. I'm his boot sponsor, so I hope that I can be the owner of the boots that scored the most amount of goals for Dunfermline in a season. Not this season anyway. Position in the league, I think we'll finish 5th. Next question, do you think Dunfermline can get back to the top flight and then to the top 6 and European place in the next 10 years? Again, I hope so. It's a bit of a far-fetched thought now just because of where we are at the current position, but of course we're a decent enough sized club. It's going to be hard to get back into the Premiership for where we are now, and then obviously fight for top 6 and get to the European places. I think that's really far-fetched, because at the end of the day you'll be fighting against teams like Hibs, Hearts, Rangers, Aberdeen, Celtic for those type of positions in the league, and that's that's far away from where we are right now. I'd say first we just need to establish ourselves as a Premiership club if we manage to get promoted. Hopefully that's next season, and then try and fight our way into the top 6. I can't see us getting European places in the next 10 years, if I'm honest. The next question was, who should be the new Scotland captain? Of course, with Scott Brown retiring from international duty, there's going to be a new Scotland captain, and I believe that will be Kieran Tierney. He's already captained the national team once already, so I believe it'll be him. The next question was asked by a person who asked 2. What would be my preferred lineup for the Pars, players and formation? So that first, I like what we've been doing recently, but I think it kind of limits our goal scoring ability, and whilst it was heavily criticised throughout the season, 4-4-2 does work if you're going for attacking football. 4-3-1-2 has been working in the past weeks, but as I said, it's been lacking goals for us, so I would probably go with 4 at the back. The 4 at the back that has been there for the past few weeks. So Lee Robinson in goal, Williamson, Ashcroft and Voto and Talbot in the defence. I'd probably go for Craigan out on the right wing, because I like James Craig. I think he's good on the ball. I just think he could be a bit faster in his reactions in like 50-50 situations. Central mid, I'd go for Tom Beadling and James Vincent. Left wing, either Joe Cardle or Callum Higginbotham. Switch them about. As I said, I feel it's unfair on Fraser Aird how he's been kind of shut out, but I don't think Johnson fancies him at all. I know this is asking what my starting lineup would be, but I do think that Joe and Higginbotham are slightly better players anyway than Fraser Aird. And then up top, I'd have Declan McManus and Nicky Clark. I would like to see Callum Smith come back at some point, probably next season, and really make a go of it up front. The second question for that person was, do you see us reaching the playoffs, and if so, how will we do? No, I don't see us reaching the playoffs. If we did, I feel like we'd get beat by Dundee United probably, because we never seem to win against them. The next question was, who do you think our best signing this season was? I think it's probably out of Declan McManus or Johnny Zumvoto. Probably Declan McManus for the full season. Johnny Zumvoto's been a revelation since the start of the year really, but Declan McManus was probably the best signing we've made from the summer. Next question was, name 3 players you would bring to Dunfermline in the summer. The last 2, or the first 2 I'm going to mention, are really bog standard picks, and I'm probably going to get a few rolled eyes when I say this, but I would love to see Faisal come back, and I'd love to see Josh come back. Josh Volkian that is, and Faisal Abaktui. I just feel like we're missing a bit of that team that got us out of the seaside leagues, and obviously Faisal's a really talented football player. It's not working out for him at Dundee, and the fans here probably would still love him if he came back. I think the whole grudge thing is a bit silly to hold a grudge on him for what he did. At the end of the day, he was bettering himself in a career opportunity, and it just hasn't worked out. A lot of players do it, and he won't be the last player to do it. and Josh just brings that fight to the midfield. I've been questioning people when they've said bring Josh back, but I can see where they're coming from now. I just feel like he'd bring a bit to our midfield and bring back a bit of that spirit that we need. And on top of that, I would actually like to see us sign Connor Bell from Inverness. Might be a strange pick, but I feel like he's played well against us in the games he's played, and he chips in with the odd goal as well as being a relatively good link-up player as well. Next question was, why do you think our faith in Dunfermline has gone down? Probably just because of the downward spiral since late October really. We've kind of been off the ball and not had that zip about us, and the whole kind of thing with the substitutions, formations thing with Johnson stuff, the bog standard interviews that you hear with, or the media trained stuff that he says, so that's probably the reason why we've been kind of feeling a bit let down by what he's been saying and what, like, how the team's been playing really. Next question was, why don't we win games? I don't know, just because we didn't score, and I don't know, that's probably it. Second last question was my favourite ever player in terms of just football. Favourite ever player, Messi. Just think he's got it all. If the question was Messi or Ronaldo, then it would definitely be Messi. There's something about Messi that's just a natural ability, and whilst he's not done it in the English league, which everyone seems to make a big deal about with Ronaldo, Messi's got it all. You can't. It's unfair to argue who's best out of the two of them, but I like Messi better, and he's my favourite ever player. And I know I said that was the second last question, but that was actually the last question anyway, so that's it for the video. Cheers for all the people that sent in questions, I appreciate that, and it was a decent wee video to be able to film. I'm going to the Alloa game tonight, Alloa via Arbroath. I live really local to that, so it's literally like a 10-minute drive, so I'm going to be doing a video on that, so watch out for that in the next few days. But until then, I'll see you in the next video. So cheers for watching this one, and see you later.